Hey, this is Michelle coming to you with some kitchen inspiration. I'm making a family favorite. It's called Caribbean tuna cakes. It's from an old Pampered Chef cookbook. If you want the recipe, send me a message because I looked on my website and it wasn't there anymore. So it's obviously not one that is currently in circulation. So, but I'm happy to share it with you. Can't just publish it because copyright. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make some of the, it's kind of like an aioli that goes on it. So we're gonna start with that. And because we like this part so much and we're making some roasted potatoes with it, I'm actually doubling this part because I figured it'd be good on the roasted potatoes. So I'm starting with a cup of mayonnaise. Use your favorite kind. This one's my favorite. Using my 3-cup prep bowl. The nice thing about that is the measurements are right on the side. Okay, so there's a cup of mayonnaise. And I'm going to use some of our Pampered Chef Jamaican jerk rub. I like this a lot, and I have to tell you, I don't eat spicy food. It's not so spicy, so I can actually eat it, and it has a really good flavor. I also use it when I make shrimp scampi, and it gives a really nice flavor. So I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons, and I'm using my adjustable measuring spoons set to 2 teaspoons. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons Jamaican jerk rub. I'm going to use that again later. And, excuse me, we're going to use some lime juice. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zest these limes a little into my batter bowl so I can use the zest in the actual tuna cakes. If you like crab cakes, you'll like these. All right. Now they have a different flavor palette. They don't have the Old Bay flavor palette, but it's the same kind of concept. These are Caribbean, so they have more of a citrus flavor palette. When you zest, don't zest it. When you get, as soon as it starts turning white, stop, because the white part, which is called the pith, see I'm only using the green, the white part is actually bitter, so you don't want to use the white part if you're zesting lemon, orange, or lime. Okay, you only want to use the colored part, so you don't want to have that bitterness in your food. That's why I'm stopping, okay? And usually when I'm zesting, if I have more zest than I need, I put it in a Ziploc bag and I pop it in the freezer. And then the next time I go to cook, I can just go into the freezer and get out a bag of zest and put it in stuff. I actually did that the other day making some scones. I put some orange zest in them. All right, so this is my 5-inch utility knife, and I popped that in half, and I need to put in lime juice. So I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I popped my limes in the microwave, 10 seconds whole, and it gives you twice as much juice out of them. So you can do that with lemons, limes, or oranges. When you put this into your citrus press, do the opposite of what you think. You think you wanna put it in like that, but you actually wanna put it in face down so it doesn't squirt juice into your face. So we're gonna squirt the juice in here. And you see it flips the lime completely inside out, and there wasn't really even any seeds in there, but if there were seeds, they would stay inside. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do another half, because it said 4 teaspoons, and I didn't actually measure it, but I was looking at it, and since we're doubling it, we would want 8 teaspoons, right? So. This is a great tool if you're making margaritas. You can squeeze some lime juice right on the top, or if you're making fajitas or lemonade. It works for all those things. All right, so just gonna give this a nice stir and set this aside so it has time for the flavors to melt. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start our tuna cakes. Okay, so the first thing I did was I took one of my coating trays and I filled it with some panko breadcrumbs. So I put that to the side. I have my 2-quart batter bowl here, or we call it the classic batter bowl now. Put that there. Oh, I need some more mayonnaise. What do I do with my spoon? Doesn't matter, I use the spatula. So I need 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. Doing some high-class measurement here. And so then I need some peppers and onions and things. So I'm gonna grab my food chopper and we're gonna chop a bunch of stuff. Okay, so I need, this said a small red onion, but I didn't have red onions in the house, so we're just gonna use regular onion. So I chose a small one. Sometimes red onions are a little bit more potent than regular plain white onions, so it'll probably just be less oniony, which is fine. Goodness, can't get the skin off of here today. Actually, I have a little garbage utensil here. I'm using the panko breadcrumb container. All right, so before I go ahead and chop my onion up, I'm gonna slice it in half so it's small enough to get under here. Couple hits, nice big pieces. Couple more. It's gonna be like, you know, chopped size, but we want these pretty small in here because we don't want big hunks of onion in our tuna cakes. I'm gonna chop until it's pretty small. You can keep chopping until you can't even find it, but this is like pretty small pieces. See how tiny they are? So that's kind of what we want. So, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 hits. It's good if you had an aggravating day, which I did not, but it's good to get your frustrations out on. Okay, so there's my onion. I also was supposed to put in some bell pepper. So I'm going to, this one's kind of large, so I'm going to cut it from the bottom. Cut around the stem. If you want to use the stem, go ahead. I like to do it without it. All right, so we're going to pop these under the food chopper and chop the heck out of them also. The recipe actually called for green bell pepper, but I don't eat green pepper, so, but I like the colored ones. I don't think it makes a lot of difference. It's going to be slightly milder in flavor. Okay. All right. So that's going in here. Some of the panko goes in here. Hey Rebecca, would you go get me another can of panko? Because I just realized I was supposed to put some in here. Oh, 2 tablespoons of the rub. So I'm going to use the same measuring spoon. I'm just going to pull it out. 2 tablespoons of the Jamaican jerk rub. My nose is running from the onions. And I got my smooth edge can opener. I'm going to open up my cans of tuna. If it grabs it, it'll open it. So keep spinning till it clicks, and then turn it 2 more times. Okay, and then turn it the other way, it'll let go. So we're going to do that on this one too. Thank you. And then the other thing that's going to go in, so we're going to use the little bird beak, grab the lid off these tunas, and we are going to drain them. Just drain that. Whoops. Try not to drain it on the counter, but rather into the sink. What's nice about these, not only that they're delicious, but they're also kind of a high protein food, because not only are we putting tuna in, we're also going to put in a can of black beans. So we're gonna do the same thing with our can opener. Open up a can of black beans, and then I need to add 1 cup of the breadcrumbs. Yep, just double checking my instructions. All right, so I'm just draining my beans. I'm gonna give them a quick rinse. It's not really necessary to rinse your beans a whole bunch. So if you read any like vegetarian or vegan recipes, they use the bean juices, which they call aquafaba, in a lot of recipes because there's a lot of protein in it. So it's really just water that the beans were in. Okay. And I gotta put the panko in, and I will measure that. Because I don't think I need quite this much in my tray here. So I'm gonna take some of it out. This one's got a different texture, it's a different brand. All right, 1 cup of panko. If you're gluten-free, go ahead and use gluten-free panko or gluten-free breadcrumbs. All right. I'm gonna need a sturdier spoon for this. I'm gonna use one of my bamboo spoons because I need to break the tuna up. All right, so we put in the onion, the pepper. I forgot to put the egg in. Knew I forgot something. Some egg in there. I actually added the egg. It wasn't in the original recipe, but I felt like it needed it to keep it from falling apart. All right, it's starting to look good. It's starting to smell good. And then I need to put some oil in my pan. So I have my frying pan going on over here, and I need to putting some vegetable oil in it because these are basically fried. I'm gonna turn it on so they start heating up. Okay. All right, I was talking and I forgot. Red onion, green bell pepper, 1 egg, mayonnaise, panko breadcrumbs, Jamaican jerk, black beans, tuna. Okay, so all the ingredients are in. The only thing is I added that little bit of lime juice. Not lime juice, lime zest. All right, so now I'm gonna use my large stainless scoop. You know, I call these my cookie scoops, but in this case, we're not gonna use it for cookie. We're gonna use it there. Gonna drop these in, just drop 1 or 2 in, and flatten them just slightly. Don't flatten them too much because then they'll fall apart, okay? So we wanna coat them with the panko, and then we're gonna put them in the frying pan, and we're gonna cook them for 2 to 3 minutes. No. And then flip them over and cook them 2 to 3 minutes on the other side. You know, everything in here is already pre-cooked except for the egg. So that's the only thing that really is an issue. It's very easy to, because, you know, the tuna's already cooked. It doesn't have to be done and have anything done to it. So that's it. Now we're gonna serve it with that aioli that we made ahead of time. And we're gonna, actually tonight we're having some roasted potatoes and some veggies. So thanks for joining me. Have a good evening. If you like watching these videos, go ahead and share them with your friends on your page. And follow me at Michelle's Kitchen Inspiration.